As dawn breaks, the sound of rockets fills the air, a haunting reminder of the ongoing conflict between Israel and Palestine. This struggle is steeped in history, a tale of blood and pain that refuses to fade. But is this war merely about land and borders, or is there a deeper significance tied to the region's spiritual essence? If you dig a little deeper, you may uncover a biblical connection that stretches from ancient times to today's headlines. The story begins with Abraham, the father of two nations. He had two sons, Isaac and Ishmael. Both were promised greatness, destined to father nations, yet their fates were set against each other from the beginning. Isaac's lineage became the Israelites, the chosen ones, while Ishmael's descendants formed many Arab nations. These brothers, though related, carried a legacy of division that echoes through history. Jump ahead to Joshua's time, when the Israelites entered the Promised Land. God granted them this land, but it wasn't given freely. The Canaanites, the original inhabitants, fought fiercely to hold on to their home. For centuries, Israel battled to protect what they believed was divinely theirs, facing invaders like the Philistines, Babylonians, and Romans. Each conflict reshaped their world, yet Israel always returned, reclaiming what they saw as their rightful inheritance. Today's war between Israel and Palestine mirrors those ancient battles. The land is not just a geographic point, it's a symbol of deep religious and cultural significance. For Israelis, this land represents a biblical promise, a core part of their faith and identity. Jerusalem stands as more than just a city. It embodies God's covenant. For Palestinians, many of whom trace their roots back generations, this land signifies their history, livelihood, and birthright. Determining who truly owns this land is complex, tangled in history. Consider King David, who upon becoming king, seized Jerusalem from the Jebusites. This pivotal moment in biblical history was marked by war. David, though a man of God, was also a warrior. His reign, along with Solomon's, ushered in a brief era of peace and unity. But that peace was fleeting. The current conflict echoes those ancient struggles. The Bible reveals both the sorrow and hope tied to this land. Solomon wrote in Ecclesiastes, "There is nothing new under the sun." War seems to be a never-ending cycle. Yet, the prophecies of Isaiah and Micah offer a vision of peace, a time when swords will be turned into plowshares. What lessons can we draw from this ancient wisdom as we witness today's events? The Bible suggests that war stems from humanity's flaws, pride, greed, and fear. Yet it also promises peace, a peace that emerges when we acknowledge that this sacred land belongs to God, not man. In Zechariah 8:3, God declares, "I will return to Zion and dwell in Jerusalem. Then Jerusalem will be called the faithful city." Perhaps the key lies in placing God at the center, seeking His justice instead of our own, to break the cycle of conflict. As violence erupts and ceasefires falter, both sides turn to their ancient narratives for strength and justification. Yet, the Bible's core message transcends land disputes. It calls for reconciliation and loving one's neighbor, even when that neighbor feels like an enemy. The Psalms cry out for peace within Jerusalem. Isaiah envisions a future where all people coexist in harmony. So I ask you, what do you believe it will take for genuine peace to emerge in this war-torn land? Do you think divine intervention, as seen in ancient times, still holds relevance today? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's explore what peace could mean, not just in biblical terms, but in our contemporary world. And if you're eager for more biblical insights related to current events, don't forget to subscribe for more enlightening stories.